You also need to worry about it at calcite, actually. These calcite stations should never be off. Because you always want to summon a calcite train. Which, speaking of, you're full. I never set you up to run. That's fine. And then are you chilling? You're kind of chilling. Okay, I think that's resolved. Timed out for commenting on gaps in the gear belt. Bit of a misunderstanding. I can look at that after. I'm also not exactly sure what happened, but sorry about that. Hey, we've previously established that I'm not very good at knowing how timeout works. Like that time that I deleted 10 minutes of Quaggan's message history because I didn't like one joke that she told. So I should really probably just like never press the timeout button ever again. Because fundamentally I don't think I understand it. But now there's definitely a gap in the gear belt. So we got to get the calcite train running back out there, which is currently happening. It should be dropping off. It has dropped off. This turns all the foundries back on. Once all the foundries are back on, they'll fill the molten iron trains back up. Once the molten iron trains are filled up again, they will run out here to the gears factory. Gears factory will turn the gears back on, and we'll start filling up the gears trains again. So what do I need to work on next then? You need to replace iron smelting, and you need to replace steel smelting. And you need to get stone and brick onto a train at some point. Because that's your holdover, that's your stopgap for military science right now. You can't scale your military up because you're not producing enough. You're not producing enough rail either. Because your stone belt... Why aren't you running full time? What's your problem? Not enough steel. Interesting. In the short term, I can upgrade you to blue. Where's the first spot? There it is. It's this underground. There we go. It's these undergrounds. It's this belt. You don't need to be an underground anymore. You're gonna need more blue. Just request more blue from drones. Can you give me like 300 of these so I can keep working? And then in the meantime, we'll just use Upgrade Planner. That doesn't need to be an underground, but we'll come back and fix it later. Let me out. So that should be a bit of a throughput increase for steel. But eventually, we're probably just going to want to call a steel train over through here somewhere. Because it feels like this is where all of our science production is going. And have that be the solution longer term. No, that... Oh, you missed a splitter. There you go. Now let's see how that does. That should be a full belt of steel coming in from this train. Although... Oh, you need stacks back there, that's why. You're still running on fast inserters back there at that steel unloading station. No. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Alright. And then you're also just not producing enough steel. You're also really close to fracturing your logistics network, but it works for now. So if we're running out of steel at that train station, I think a steel Smelter probably needs to be the next thing that happens. Actually, we need to upgrade all those belts back at the other iron mine, because this iron mine is about to die and may actually be dead right now. Did you die? No, you're still running. But you only have 4 drills left. So your time is kind of nigh. Can you guys come and take that rocket fuel summary? Clean that up. You have 23k left in you. Gears plant is running again. Great news. This entire belt is dead. So we can get rid of that. These two are both dead. So we can get rid of that. Who deserves the speed modules here? These ones running on inner. You go here. These. Yep. These. That's all the speed modules you got? That's fine. Good enough. Keep that plot producing for a bit. And then we'll go take a look at this one way out north. Because there's so many belts up here that need to be upgraded. Plug all of these in. You should have enough. You hopefully have enough. Yeah, you're good. Okay. So we have 2 iron mines that are decently productive, and we have 1 iron mine that's about to expire. We're probably going to want to tap 1, maybe 2 more. Just to keep the productivity up. Can you cross here? Wait for the gear stream, and then yes. You can get rid of all of these belts. Logistics drones. Please take these away. Thank you. You could also get rid of all these plates. You don't need plates on you. And then you also probably want to shut off anything in the bus that is currently making things that could be made in a foundry instead. So trash these. Trash these. You can change those to something else. What are you currently not making that you would like to make? Train stops? Train stops not a bad... Oh, sticks. We also need to kill sticks. Those can live in a foundry as well. Copper wire can be foundried. Anything else in here that is foundry produced? No, it's just those 4. So you're about to add sticks. Why don't you go ahead and make a train stop? And then change this so it's looking at train stations. They stack to 10. You are looking for 10 times 40. You need to get changed. We don't have refined concrete in the network yet. So we're going to skip that. We could do drone manufacture here, because flying robot frames we can belt in on a train. Yeah, let's do that. We'll just set those up now so they're ready to go later. You'll be logistics bots, you will be construction bots. You will read off of that chest, you will be logistic robots, they stack to 50, 40. You will also be 50 times 40 for construction bots. Like so. Change your filter to be construction bots. Change your filter to be logistics bots. Change your filter to be train stations. And then for copper wire, am I making substations? I'm making shitty power poles. I'm not making any of the superior power poles. Alright, well that solves that. You're gonna make mediums. And then you're gonna run when mediums are less than 50 by 40. And that's everything that's made in a foundry replaced, but we probably still want to set up 2 more of them for the other 2 kinds of power pole. So you're going to make big electric poles. You are going to disable... You're going to enable when this is less than 50 times 40, which is extremely soon. You're going to filter for big poles, and I actually think I forgot to filter this one down here. You did. There you go. And then up here, we're going to have substation. Import your requests here. Enable, disable. Substation. Less than 50 times 40. Filter here. Your filter is going to be substation. And I don't know what you're going to be yet. Maybe pump? Maybe pump. Maybe cliff explosive. Calcite does technically exist in the logistics network, I think. Yeah, it does, because it gets imported. We'll save that one for later. I don't immediately know what I want to go in that slot. How much blue belt you got put away here so far? None blue belt? Is there a problem here? You don't have red belt. You don't have gears. Is that inserters facing the wrong way? Yeah, that would probably do it. There was a problem here. So you guys can take all that. You guys can take all of that. You guys can take all of that. I don't need that request anymore. Thank you for your help, though. Hey, the gears seem like they keep up. That station gets depleted almost immediately. But it seems like it keeps up, so maybe we can just leave it. And then here, we're going to pull everything that needs to go onto the bus that takes molten iron. So first, extend your logistics network. And then extend your logistics network again. Put one here. No, that's not how that's going to be symmetrical. You would put one here. And then you put one here at the far end. I don't love that. Probably put it here at the near end. We'll just have a... We'll reverse it around where these foundries are. In foundries, we can make casting pipe. We can make pipe to underground, which we can use direct insertion for. We can make copper wire. We can make... anything else in... sticks. We're never going to put sticks on a train. It's probably just going to be those 4 that eat molten metal. So we'll run a belt up to them. And you're just going to have world's longest belt here. You're going to have requester chest. Is that true? Also, wait, are sticks going to go on a train? If we ever make a rail factory, we might put... Well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it. I think that's incredibly optimistic planning. Like, well, it's like a rail factory, though. Like, what if? I could see a world where we might want to put rail on a train. Also, do you really want to squish them together like this? Or do you just want to match the way that the foundries look? On the belt factory. Also, you're missing a connection. Rail on a train seems like an insane idea, but I can't articulate why. It just feels dirty. It feels like putting copper wire on a train. Where it's just like there's so much of it, and it takes up so much space. But then at the same time, no, you would never do that. The only place you use rail that isn't for purple science is like in a mall. You don't need it. You don't need it. You do not need it. You will never have a stick strainer. So just don't worry about it. It can exist in the mall and it'll be fine. You need only storage chests because you're not really gonna be putting anything into them. Into the machines, that is. Like, it all works off of liquid. And then you'll get a pipe. We are going to need to circuit these inserters. Connection here, connection here, connection here. You are going to be enabled when stick is more than 100 times 40. You are going to be enabled when copper, which stacks to 200, is greater than 200 times 40. You are going to be enabled when pipe underground is less than 50 times 40. And you are going to be enabled when pipe is less than 100 times 40. Oh, and set your filters too. Pipe, underground pipe, copper, stick. Alright, you did it already. Good thinking. Well done, you. That doesn't take molten iron. I'm not sure what you were thinking. That is molten copper. So, I guess we will be... No, I hate this. I hate this. I'm moving it back. You're gonna live here. You're gonna be stick. You are going to insert into box. Box is going to filter for stick. Stack inserter here. Stick connection here. Enable when stick less than 100 times 40. Yes. All right, we're gonna need a molten copper train to pull up in here too, then. But it's literally only for wire. And wire is literally only for power poles, and we have 6,600 in the logistics network right now, so I'm not really gonna sweat it that much. Let us continue tearing down the old bus. And then while drones work on that, we need to figure out where the steel plant is going to go. I don't want to put any more things on this rail corridor. This rail corridor is too congested. So we're going to be moving iron, copper, and steel off of it and putting it somewhere else. I just don't know where yet. Like, this foundry is taking up all available space out here, basically. I don't want to squish anything in there too much. I don't love that this is not even. But presumably with more calcite, that'll work itself out. Also, how's pollution looking? It's pretty bad. I'd say not great, me personally. We have some production room, like here. Could put steel up this way. This is relatively light demand. The flying robot frame factory. And this whole thing is kind of a spur already, so I don't feel super motivated to build like these mega overpass junctions, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of through traffic that comes through there. Although, maybe this should be like a mega overpass junction. No, what am I saying? This is the train line that, like, goes to space. That's going to be really, really busy. Yeah, it is. Hmm. You could also move out here. Out here actually seems like a pretty good bet. I think we're going to be doing that. Trash this, trash this, trash this. Why are you dropping these off to me? I'm not requesting these. I don't want these inserters. I don't want any of this crap. I think this is my personal bots that are grabbing all this stuff. But, like, they don't know that I don't care. Also, we're definitely out of storage space, so we're gonna have to put down more storage chests. Like, these guys just standing around not knowing where to put anything, I think, right now. And you're just producing to capacity. I don't need drills. I do not need this many pipes. Concerned that you guys just aren't dropping off. I don't know why. I'm gonna hope that you're in queue to charge, and that's the problem that you're having. But I don't totally understand why you're not just dumping this random junk that you have into a storage chest. You should be able to, as far as I know. I don't need these. Can somebody come take them? Thank you. Set logistics limits of 0? What do you mean? What do you mean set limits of 0? I haven't given them any limits. I'm just saying drop stuff off. Is this, I think this is fine. I don't need these, actually. I don't need this, I don't need this. I don't need these, I don't need those. Can you guys come find a place for them? I wonder if they will only insert into a chest that they're filtering for, but, like, this one's not filtering. Oh, yeah, no, that was just because I was picking up all the boxes that all the random inserters were in. I don't fully understand what your problems are right now, so I'm going to ignore you, and I'm going to walk away. I'm going to go work on another gigantic rail junction to move my steel processing to, because I think my steel processing right now is my next biggest consumer of iron and iron-related products. You're gonna need 4 rail ramps. You're out of steel. Okay. God, there's just garbage everywhere. The logistics network was so tidy for a while there, and now there's just trash. And I don't know where any of it came from, and I don't know where any of it goes. And my bots aren't having difficulties trying to figure it out. Do I have rail? I do have rail, but I would like to have more rail. Can I please have 600 rail? You definitely have rail in storage somewhere. I saw it. It's up here. There's rail right here. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, are these... These are disconnected grids. That's the problem. because you cut power to that roboport. I'm pretty sure this is like the third time you've cut power to that roboport. And it severed the grid in a way that confused you. Also, this is bad. You don't have any way of fueling that reactor, because that grid also got severed somehow. What the hell? Let's make sure that doesn't happen again. This no man's land of roboports needs some serious work, but for now, it'll do. Everything connected again now? Yes. Yes, everything connected again. Everyone is happy. I humbly request rail to be removed out of your logistics network garbage storage and brought to me, please. Thank you. We're good on signals. That'll be fine. There's still 192 on the way. I do think I'm just going to put steel down here. We'll loop this rail up to avoid these cliffs, and then we'll put a big T-junction in like here. The steel production is going to reach back to like where that cliff is, and then it's just going to piss these biters off to no end. But I'm fine with that. And then for even more space, I'd probably make use of a bunch of this down here, but I need to rework this mess of junctions over there. Those are an issue right now. Anyway, let's go make steel processing. We're going to need way more foundries for this. Steel trains are 111s, so I really only would like to produce 2 blue belts of steel. How many will that take? Steel casting, 2.25. 20 of them to make 1 blue belt, so you'll need 40. You definitely have 40 foundries. Take a couple extras just in case. Give the Volcanist spaceship something to do. That's some oil refinery. We really don't need those, actually. 5. 10. Nah, that's not the way you want to do that. One blue belt. Two blue belts. Sure. Can you actually just... You can. This is an unnecessary thing to spend time on, when we can copy off of the Gears factory and just reparameterize the blueprint. Because it's literally the same thing. Just tiled differently. So, I have radar coverage up there? I do. Yeah, I can see that anytime I want. Useful brainstorming exercise, but yeah, we don't need to spend time making that blueprint now. We can just go make it on site. Pull all these back. Stone production getting a little dicey. But if I'm not even putting it on trains yet, I'm not that worried about it. That copper production also getting dicey. Yeah, I can upgrade that. Brief side quest. This needs to get remade. We can also pull up this outdated perimeter wall. It is a very unnecessary portion of defense in the modern era. Now that we've completed our full skirt perimeter wall. And we are going to retire this this gun turret up here. He was a proud turret. He was a noble turret. But the mine that he defended is almost gone, and so he no longer has any purpose being. We do thank him for his service. That time he single-handedly held off a wave of biters from making it into the refinery. But he is no longer required. Are you comfortable just saying you never want yellow belts on you? I think you are. There you go. So we can do 1 belt, 2 belts, 2.5 belts. That's about all that we can get out of this patch. Like this. Copy and paste you down. Copy and paste you over. Do I have cliff explosives on me? No, good, because I don't want them to destroy that cliff. I don't need to. And then can I fit 1 more in here? Yeah. Can I fit 1 more in here? No. 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 There we go. These, don't need them. This little stub at the end, don't need it. Don't need it. And then we're going to need a 3 to 4 balancer for this. Get rid of that. Upgrade these. You're kind of cutting into your blue belts. You might need to go to the base again and grab some. Say like 400. And then grab your 3 to 4. Right there is perfectly fine. Okay. There we go. Run this down here, and then power you. Off you go. Alright, let's go get some more blue belts from the base. Train is coming, but I have time. Oh, logistics bots. I have need of you. I wish to obtain blue belts. I'm going to come stand next to the box to make your trip easy. Thank you. And I think that... Hey, you only have 19 drills. You don't need drills. You're making an iron factory. Or you're making a steel factory. You don't need it. So this should clear that copper patch up very quickly. And from there on out, we're actually only going to be running 1 copper patch. So we're going to have to do a little bit of expansion after that. But I actually think there's only 3 more foundry factories that we need to make. There is the steel factory, which we're doing now. There is the iron plate factory, and there is the copper plate factory. And then after that, we will be done with factories. You need to come up a little more to get around this thing. And then you're going to stop right about there, because that's where we're going to take you elevated. Grab your enormous, wonderful mainline T overpass. Plug it in. How close can you get this thing where it still has space? Right about there is a good place for it, where it ends up not looking too cramped. Put you in here. Build all that out. Build this out. And this is just going to be steel. Steel is going to be 40 foundries. We will tile off of you as a template. Parameterize this. Instead of gears, you're going to be making steel. Good. Done. Put that in your back pocket for a bit. This you don't need anymore. And this you don't need anymore. You can get those out of the way. You also don't need any of that garbage. Steel has to go to a number of different places. It has to go to the bus, it has to go to the engine factory, it has to go to the science factory. No, it doesn't need to go to science. It needs to go to the bus, the engine factory. Is that really the only two places steel has to go? Really? Bus, 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 all bus. These are all bus items. Oh, low density structure factory as well. And flying robot frame factory. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a couple places that steel needs to go. So I think for the steel factory, this is going to be as high as the rail can go. So we'll just plug it in here. We are going to have our double molten iron drop-off. The same way that we have at the Gears factory, and then we may have triple 111 steel train pickup. I don't know if that's overkill or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but... rough. This is fine. This is okay. It just means that you have to move the intersection. You'll live. So start, like, here. And move it to here. Maybe steel trains should have been a 1-2-1. No, because nothing uses a lot of it. They just go to a lot of places. I think having them be 1-1-1s is fine. But we do want a lot of trains to pick them up, because we want them to be able to go to multiple destinations at the same time. So you guys just work your way through all of this garbage. 3 pings? Who the hell is third ping? How am I getting a ping in a World versus World Discord? Who the heck? Alright, I'll deal with that later. I thought I had every single one of those set to, like, mute unless someone pings me directly. You know, you might run into a problem here. Where you can't actually fit 3 1-1-1 loading stations. Especially not if you want to do them with side-by-side loading the way that you did up here. Because, like, this is how wide 2 are. You would have them go like this. And then you'd also want a third one. It doesn't leave you a lot of space for the actual foundries. So there's a few ways that you could handle that. Also, we're going to be making 3 blue belts of steel. No, we're not. I lied. We're just going to have 2 steel trains. We're not going to go crazy. Let's make sure these stations are actually lined up the way they're supposed to be. I think you actually may have gotten them right. But you're going to need to slide them back. It's going to be like the same thing. So why don't you just grab both of them? Starting here and ending here. Killing all of this. No, it's way too much work. You just need to line the signal up. Like this. And now you can just rip all the stuff apart that you don't need. Like, you don't need that. You don't need that for now. You don't need this. Don't need that. Don't need this. Don't need you. Don't need you. Or you. You actually did need those medium electric poles on the tail. Because those carry a circuit. Wrong connection. Also, what the hell is this connection doing? Stop that. Here. But don't let these two talk to each other. They are not allowed to talk to each other. Then you'll connect here. You'll connect here. You'll connect here. You'll connect here. These stations are not going to be 121 gears. They're going to be 111 steel pickup and 111 steel pickup. So this is only going to double our steel throughput. It's not a huge game changer. Steel's back to 100 or 50? 100. But it is going to be a nice little bump. Sorry, 100 times 48. Get rid of that. As for how this is going to get piped in, let's actually just do this to keep them symmetric. Oh, you can do something really fun here. You can. You can get a little fun symmetry going. By doing this. And this. And this. So each station is a little different, and that's fun. They've got their own little personal flair. But that steel drop-off, that is molten iron drop-off. You will also need to put the foundries in, and this is where you're going to do 2 lanes of 20. You said you needed? You saved the blueprint already. It's here. Yeah. 2 lanes of 20. I think it'll look cool the closer it is to the track. So we'll put it close to the track. You can go like here and here. Relatively easy to balance 2 belts. Give them a single splitter. And just run it right back over here. Then you also need some pipe on the back, like this. And then we copy this down. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. The iron pipe doesn't exactly line up. But I can work with this by taking you. You don't need that many. You need this many. Plugging you in like this. And then that's just your pipe attachment. Last thing you need to do is connect power, and actually if I slide this whole thing down by 1, I can get it to line up exactly with the power poles at the train station. So we will do just that. We don't have to change a thing about how this pipe comes in. It will still supply to the entire foundry regardless. And then we can do our minor cosmetic changes, like trimming the ends off these belts. Making sure our power is hooked up and can travel across stations. There's no way for you to bump it up by 1. So you're just going to have to live with that. Is that how you did it at the other station? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, gap. Could be there, yeah. I think that's ready to turn on. Oh, no, it's not. Hold on. Do you have radar coverage out here? Yeah, probably. If you don't, you can fix it later. Alright. Go ahead, build it. Begin your dark work, my drones. And then we'll take stock of what we need after this. We're probably going to need steel chests. 12, 24, 2 stations. I can make 2. You're going to need 2 more stations. You're going to need to bring a ton of pipes over here. But I think you should be good in the belt department and in the track department. You have no idea how good it is going to feel to rip this up. Just destroy the whole thing. There is so much space over there that we will finally get back. Can you guys get this last belt, please? Thank you. Put these stations in, finish this track. Finish this track. We ran out of track. Alright, well, I didn't expect that. So when you come back, you need track, pipe. Probably just steel. You have 37 engines on you. No, it's pipe. Bring a ton of pipe and a ton of steel chests, and that's it. Pipe and steel chests, nothing else. Also, maybe bring some speed 2s. You could put them into an oil well. Keep those oil wells working. Hello, iron ore train. Lovely to see you. I'm going to go ahead and turn this station off. I'd straight up destroy that station, actually. I'm going to let all of this iron ore work its way through steel processing. And then we will tear this factory up. I love this, man. It just looks cool. Alright, that's my belt. Are you bringing my rail as well? You are. I would also like to have 600 pipe. I would also like to have 200 pipe underground. You can take these small electric poles for the time being. I think I'm like a medium electric pole guy now. You can take these. I don't even know why I have those. I could use 50 steel chests. And that should be good, because that'll let me handcraft the pumps that I need, which is going to be 24. I also don't know why I have these. You can find a place for those. You can find a place for those. Find a place for these. Oh, you need 2 train stations as well. What are you short on for that? Iron and electronic circuit. Okay. There's the last 2 you needed. That's more than enough rail. I'm just gonna go now. Thank you. I will be departing. Plug all this back in. Oh, you needed to bring in servers too. Shucks. We'll get them next time. This is a dangerous place to stand when these stations are live, you know. No, it's actually not necessary. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of inserters in here. Now that you look at it. Probably like 2 stacks of bulk inserters and 2 stacks of fast inserters. Yep. Yep. You also need to find a place to plug this thing into power. Because you haven't yet modernized your electrical network. So I think your best option for the time being is running it to the oil well. Which is still on filthy wooden power. That needs to be changed. We'll get to a point eventually where I'm actually just running electricity along the rails like a sane person. But we're not at that point yet. And I'm not sure when we'll be at that point. but it's on my radar. Alright, you came over here for inserters. You need 100 green and 100 blue. Let me help you empty out some of these logistic storage chests that have too much in them. Good? Yeah, you're good. They were actually much faster than you thought they would be. Alright, back we go. Fighters are getting stronger, man. I think we may want to automate wall defense before we go to Fulgora. I know I've kind of been putting it off, but I think I've been putting it off for the base to actually really start to get fleshed out. And it is. And we want to automate wall defense eventually. Well, no, we wanted to automate wall defense when we had artillery unlocked. And we can build artillery pretty much any time we want. Because we have a ton of volcanoscience coming down. We just haven't been researching any of the techs. Alright. That is the steel factory ready to go. I do need to build one more steel train. Oh, and also you don't want to circuit these stops. You also need radar coverage over there, apparently. There we go. You want these to always summon a train if possible. Because if there isn't enough steel to pick up in the train, there will not be enough steel to drop off at the destination. Train coming? No. So there's only 2 foundries left, and it is the copper plate foundry and it is the iron plate foundry. And I've been putting them off until last because I don't actually know how big I want them to be. There's a part of me that wants to run them as 8 belt and have double 141 iron pickup, and then there's a part of me that wants to run them as 4 belt, but I know from experience that 4 blue belts is not quite as much production as I would like. So I think they're probably going to be 8. 3.75. 45 divided by 3.75 is 12. So we would have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and there's also the build big or go home element to it. So this would be 1 belt. Can I just paste this somewhere where I don't have to worry about bots building it? Yeah. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a fairly meaty foundry. And I would need 2 of those. 1 for copper and 1 for iron. Practically, there's not a ton of places that can even, like, fit. Which is a problem that I love, by the way. Having to figure out where the hell you're going to put something that's just a gargantuan foundry. We could maybe have a spur here that comes out into this area. And then I could take you and rotate you like this. We could have one like here, and then one here. And then we could have the trains come in like this and leave like that, and they'd actually like feed across the track. That's one approach that could work. And then you'd have like iron coming in from one end and going through, and then copper coming in from the other end and going through, because I'm going to put both of these in the same place. Iron and copper plate smelting is just going to go together. I think up here on this plateau is probably the best option I have. And so if I'm going to put it up there, I would need to figure out where I'm going to junction off of the main line. Oh, I think I see it. I think I see exactly how it's going to work. Let me go put something down quick. I have time. I still have time. I fear no train. I need this blueprint. Yeah. Yeah. This cliff, you're gonna come around like this. Don't build this yet, I'm just planning. You're gonna go like that. You're gonna come off like this. Yeah, those are the movements that you want. And then you're gonna come up here. You're gonna come down here. This is just going to be a normal 90. And then you're going to come off of here. And go like that. And then this is going to run all the way up here and pull into here. And that's going to be where all of the unloading bays are. And then we can run the foundry straight down here through this giant forest. And as far as this connection goes, I'm going to rework how the water hooks up. I think this is going to be... Where is this rail going to go to the south? Hey, there's a ton of mines. I can just rely off of this, actually. So I think there's going to be another one of these junctions that sits here. It's actually probably just going to be this true 90 junction that we made already. And the true 90... is probably going to handle the traffic that branches out to the west. Think about your movements. Raw ore needs to come in here. It needs to come down this track to turn into plates. Oh, you really want like a fully separated T-junction here. You might have to sit down and make a fully separated T-junction for that snarl, and it sucks that the water plant is there. You also might need to move the water plant. There's so many other places you could put it. There are a ton of other places you could put water. This is such an incredibly inconvenient spot for the station. So we're probably going to end up ripping that thing up. I just don't think it can be there. But also, I think that is going to be a task... Oh, I can get rid of all... Well, no, I'll save that. That's important blueprinting. I think that's going to be a task for next time. I think getting the Gears Foundry set up and getting the Steel Foundry set up, even though it hasn't actually summoned trains to it yet, because I'd be willing to bet we're out of calcite, still out of calcite. We gotta make a calcite ship, man. We don't get calcite in fast enough. Is that a problem? I think it might be a problem with import quantity, honestly. Maybe we should just import like 5,000 calcite at a time. Can I support that in here? Yeah, you can. You are going to go to 5,000. And then you are going to go to requesting 5,000. We just don't make enough calcite. And if that doesn't keep up, then we are probably going to have to build a second Volcanus ship that goes faster and carries more calcite. Because the production here shouldn't be the issue. Yeah, you're full. Although, you can only hold 4,800 calcite in storage total. So maybe we should be grabbing more calcite. I can't believe I have all of that in my logistics network. That's so good. Yes. Alright, so that's more calcite. None of these mines have run dry yet. I mean, none of these, like, there's only 6 or 7 of these mines that run. There's still 700,000 calcite in there. We still have 609,000 coal. Although we're really burning through that at a concerning clip. We still have 198,000 tungsten. Coal is the issue. Or is there more coal on Vulcanus? We need that 4.8 million patch, which is going to be a medium worm. We're going to have to figure out how to kill a medium worm. The point is that we have a lot to do. But that's where I'm going to be done on stream tonight. So if you have enjoyed Factorio, we will be playing more of it tomorrow at whatever time Guild Wars 2 ends. If you want to know when that's going to be happening, I've got a Discord. You can join it, opt in for pings that tell you when streams are going live. There's a VODs channel if you want to check up on what we've been doing in Factorio in the past. And there's a YouTube channel if you are looking for World versus World guides, news, etc., things that are going on in that game mode in Guild Wars 2. I will see you guys around tomorrow for some more Factorio, where we hopefully finish off plates processing, and then we start to figure out how we're going to get enough calcite onto this planet to run all of the insane infrastructure that we've built. But until then, I've been Chef, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Take care, and I'll see you next time.